Hello students, in this video we have uh, second additional exercise problem of chapter 5, 5.17. Again we have a few questions. First one is explain qualitatively on the basis of domain picture the irreversibility in the magnetization curve of ferromagnet. Now we all know that ferromagnet is a substance in which we have domains. What do you mean by domains? Domains is domain is a region in which you have so many atoms or atomic dipoles arranged in such a way that their dipole moments are arranged in particular manner. But most of the time, as these domains are randomly oriented, means that the resultant dipole moment of this domain, if you consider overall, they are not aligned in particular direction, and hence the resultant magnetization of such substance is always zero. And if it is not zero, then it is magnet. So consider a ferromagnetic substance, say the domain structure or the alignment of domain is as shown in this figure. So what will happen when you subject it to external magnetic field? So as we apply external magnetic field, it is easier to align domains. Why it is easier to align domains? Because according to the equation U is equal to minus m dot b, the magnetization inside the domain is very high, and hence the magnetic potential energy will be very high as compared to thermal energy, and so it is very easy to align. So if I plot the graph of B versus H, what is B? Magnetic induction. What is H? Applied magnetic field. Then we can see that the B increases, that is the resultant magnetic field inside the substance increases very fast. Okay, so earlier B inside is 0 because domains are randomly oriented, no magnetic induction inside the material. As you increase H, as you apply external magnetic field and increase it, the B increases following this path, and the reason is B by mu 0 is M plus H. Okay, so B increases. You will get similar plot if you take M here instead of B. Now you will reach a point A. What is A point? A point is a situation where you have all the domains aligned. So actually all the domains aligned is not proper way of putting it. We should say that the substance becomes single domain structure. Okay, so A is the situation where you have single domain formed. Now what if I decrease H? Now it is found that as you decrease H, you are following this path and you reach point B. So what is happening inside the substance? So inside the substance, the situation should be something like this. We can say that even though H is decreased or H is removed, you have some alignment left, or you can say some magnetization is left inside the material, and then OB is called retentivity of the substance. It means that you are following magnetization, you increase magnetization from O to A, but when you try to decrease external field, the magnetization doesn't decrease following path A to O, rather it follows path A to B, and then we can say that it is not reversible. The magnetization process is not reversible, it is irreversible. And now if you want to remove this alignment, if you don't want this alignment, if you want completely random state just like this initial situation, what you will have to do? You will have to apply H in opposite direction, and then you will see that by applying OC field, you can again completely generate random state, or you can destroy magnetization inside. Okay, and then we say that OC is the coercivity. It is the external field required to remove magnetization left inside ferromagnetic material. Okay, so magnetization process is not reversible, it is irreversible. Next one. The hysteresis loop of soft iron piece has much smaller area than that of carbon piece. If material is to go through repeated cycles of magnetization, which piece will dissipate greater heat energy? Now, if we look at the magnetization curve, we have two possible situations. One is this, other one is what is the difference? Difference is in this case we have larger area. Okay, retentivity is very large, whereas in this case area is less. This is soft ferromagnetic material and this is hard ferromagnetic material. Carbon steel is hard ferromagnetic material, its retentivity is high, and that indicates that you are using more energy or more energy is dissipated during magnetization demagnetization process, and the dissipated energy is in form of heat. So when you magnetize demagnetize carbon steel, you are producing more heat as compared to any soft ferromagnetic material. Next one. A system displaying a hysteresis loop such as ferromagnet is a device storing memory. Explain the meaning of this statement. Here is the answer. When you magnetize from O to A, you are aligning the domains or dipoles in particular direction. What happens when you remove external field? You are going or you are following path A to B. And what is OB? OB is the magnetization left. So if it is hard material, this part is more, retentivity is more. So we say that memory of such substance is more. Okay, because so many domains remain aligned even when you have removed external field. Okay, so we can say that the dipoles remember that they were aligned in particular direction, and so the material behaves as if it is having some memory. And in this case, in case of soft ferromagnetic material, the retentivity is less. So you can say that the memory of such substance is less. They once you remove external field, their tendency is to go back to random state again. The retentivity is very less. Next one. What kind of ferromagnetic material is used for coating magnetic tape in cassette player or building memory store in modern computer? Now, what is the requirement of cassette or memory of the computer? The requirement is we should be able to store data, retrieve it, and remove and store another data. So what we expect there is frequent change of data. And so what we should prefer is soft ferromagnetic material, not hard ferromagnetic, where memory stays. We don't want it in case of any storage device. Lastly, a certain region of space is to be shielded from magnetic field. Suggest the method. Now, in case of diamagnetic substance, when you have diamagnetic substance and when you place it in external magnetic field, what happens? The field lines, they pass like this. As you have weak magnetization in opposite direction, very few field lines can penetrate through it, and most of the field lines avoid passing through it. In case of paramagnetic substance, the field lines go like this. Sorry. Because you have some magnetization, though weak, but there is some magnetization. So this is diamagnetic substance, this is paramagnetic substance. Now, what is the situation for ferromagnetic material? For ferromagnetic material, the field lines consider that we have field lines like this in some region, and then you place a ferromagnetic material into that region. What will happen because of ferromagnetic material? The moment you place ferromagnetic material, the permeability of ferromagnetic material is very high, and so field lines would prefer to pass through ferromagnetic material rather than passing through vacuum or free space. Okay, and then field lines would be going like this. So this is what happens when you have ferromagnetic material in external magnetic field. So suppose I have something, say I have some box which is to be protected from external magnetic field. What I should do is I should place it in box of ferromagnetic material. I should place it in, say, iron box. Why iron box? Because when you apply external magnetic fields, field lines will prefer to pass through the walls of this box and will not try to pass through uh, this body or block which is to be protected from magnetic field. Okay, so if you want to protect anything from magnetic field, you should place it in box of ferromagnetic material. So that is all about this numerical. Thank you.